Good morning, class 12th students. Today again we will discuss chapter 1, which is electric charges and fields. Today we will discuss different methods of charging an object. The first method is charging by rubbing two insulating objects. This method we have already discussed yesterday. When we rub a glass rod with a silk cloth, then glass rod becomes positively charged and silk cloth becomes negatively charged. Another method of charging an object is charging by conduction, and the third method of charging is charging by induction. So let us discuss first charging by conduction. In this, a body is charged by putting it in direct contact with another charged body. For example, you have a positively charged glass rod and you have neutral, that means uncharged, silk cloth. If you will bring positively charged glass rod in direct contact with the silk cloth, then some of the charge of the glass rod will be transferred to the silk cloth. This is called charging by conduction. Next method is charging by induction. Charging an uncharged conducting body by bringing a charged body near it without making a direct contact between the two bodies is called charging by induction. Now let us try to understand this method with the help of an activity, an example. We will understand this process charging by induction with the help of these 5 diagrams. In the first diagram, A diagram, you can see that we have a metallic sphere which is neutral, which is uncharged, and it is standing on a insulating instant. In the second diagram, what we have done, we have brought a positively charged glass rod near to the neutral sphere. Then what will happen? Some of the free electrons of the metallic sphere, they will start accumulating on the left side of the sphere, and due to the deficiency of these electrons on the right side, an equal and opposite, that means positive charge, will appear here on the right side. Remember, the positively charged glass rod is not in direct contact with the metallic sphere. So we have negative charge on the left hand and the positive charge on the right hand. Next, we have done earthing. This is the symbol of earthing. So when earthing will be done, what will happen? This positive charge on the right side, it will flow to the earth. This negative charge on the left side of the sphere, it will remain at its position because the glass rod is exerting attractive force on it. In the fourth diagram, what we have done, we have removed earthing. In the fifth diagram, we have removed this glass rod. So now these electrons which were earlier at the left hand, they will repel each other and they will get uniformly distributed over the surface of the metallic sphere. So this is how an object can be charged by the process of charging by induction. Remember one thing, the charges which appears on the left side of the sphere and the right side of the sphere, they are called induced charges. Let us discuss few properties of charges as well. Two properties of charges we have discussed yesterday. That was like charges repel each other and unlike charges attract each other, and second property was that charges acquired by rubbing two objects are equal and opposite. Now the third property is quantization of charge. It means that the charge on a body is always an integral multiple of the charge on an electron or proton. We know that the magnitude of the charge on an electron or proton is E, that means 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. So suppose we have a charged body. Let the charge on the body equal to Q. It is denoted by Q. Then Q equal to NE. That means charge will always be integral multiple of the charge on an electron or proton. Here in the equation, N belongs to integer. N can have any value 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, 0, any integer. Therefore, the possible values of Q will be plus minus E, plus minus 2E, plus minus 3E, and so on. But values of Q, that means values of charge on a body, they will never be equal to plus minus 1.5E or plus minus 3.2E. So such values are not possible. The reason behind this is that only integral number of electrons can be transferred from one body to another body. That means you can transfer one electron from one body to another body, or 5 electrons from one body to another body. You can never transfer 5.5 electrons from one body to another body. So this is the reason behind the quantization of charge.